It's all the way live. I
Yeah,
need the Lakeside.
I'm
I need
back.
Lakeside to come in and sing that.
That's right. You
It's
gotta
all
go
the way live.
live. Yeah.
It's time to go live. That's right. Hey everybody, welcome to Just Listen with Jam and Lewis.
Yes,
Happy to be
sir.
here another week. Glad to see everybody here. It's Thursday. Hope everybody's staying safe wherever you are around the world. And today we're going to add a special guest to the proceedings.
A little bit of pepper,
A little bit of, little bit of,
spices.
little spices. Little.
What's up, Mo Day?
Going on, fellas?
You got it, brother. Man, it's great to see you, man.
You too. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties, trying to figure out how the computer works,
That's all right. We weren't born into this era.
No, we were not,
That's right.
Yeah,
I had,
that's all right.
I had to recruit my son,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They come out of the
Little
womb knowing
recruitment.
how to work this stuff.
Oh man, hit the right buttons, it's like that. It's like this, Dad, it's all good.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
That's perfect, man. That's perfect, man. So wait, I know your time is short tonight. You're off to where are you off to, man? What you got going?
I think I'm going to Virginia Beach.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
a show? You doing a show?
Yes. Fortunately, we back out there. The music's back alive. As long as this Delta, thing don't shut us back down, it's all good,
That's all
Yeah,
right.
I saw you've done it some show. You've done a few shows so far, man. What's that been like being back out there again?
It's been great, after a straight year of being shut down and not be able to do what I do, was really tough. So just to be able to get back out there, get on stage and, make them folks holler, it's
Give a little bit of stuff, a little sauce.
a little sauce on them, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, season it up,
That's right.
simmer it up a little bit. You know how we do.
Sir.
I love that, man. That's so good. And I think you're at the Greek at some point coming up pretty soon here in LA, if I'm not mistaken. Did I
Yes,
see that?
Yes. In about a week, I think we're at the Greek. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Real soon.
Nice outdoor, fresh air type venue.
There, yes. Get to rip it up outside, picnic style.
Yeah. I love that. Had to try to stop through that one.
Yeah. Please do. Please do.
That would definitely be good. Well, listen, man, we got a ton of questions coming in from the comment section and stuff. I love somebody said, Lakeisha says Morris is aging well.
Like fine wine.
Yeah, or is that a nice way of saying you're getting old?
Yeah.
Well, Morris, you will never get old. You'll just be classic.
Yes. That's what we do. That's what we all do, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
More classicer.
Yeah, more classic.
Tall guy says, I was born in Detroit. He wants all the Detroit city to stand up. We definitely need to do that. We love Detroit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit showed us nothing but love through the years.
I remember the very first was it Electrifying Mojo, right? Was that in Detroit? He played it up like 12 times in a row or something.
Something crazy.
And then he opened the curtain. He said, look at this. And he opened the curtain. There was all kind of fans out there and stuff. That was crazy, man.
First time we ever seen anything like that.
I love that, man.
Yeah. We're supposed to be running from that. We run into it. We're trying to get into it.
Exactly. Well, we were talking about it last week with Jerome, and it was funny because we were talking about how we'd get in a town on tour, and they'd always say to us, oh, you should go to this club or you could go to this club, but whatever you do, don't go to the such and such club.
Right. And we went to the such and such.
The such and such was the club in every city. We were like, that would be where they'd find us, man.
Right.
That was some crazy stuff, man. How does it feel like 40 years, man, since the first album? 40 years?
Absolutely not. You know, it's just amazing just to just realize or wonder, I should say, where the time, you know, no pun intended, has gone, you know, because 40 years, that sounds like a long time.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. And then we were talking the other day about just over the 40 years that what I love about it is that it's looking back on it is wonderful, because those were great times that we shared together. But it's even cooler that we still are all together, and we all get to share these moments. But I was thinking about this when, you know, brother man from the Rolling Stones just passed away. The drummer from the Rolling Stones just passed away.
Yeah.
And we always talk about that, you know, we still have the opportunity to do whatever we're going to do, because everybody always wants us to get back together and do stuff. Yeah. We do have the opportunity to do that at some point in time when we want to do it for the right reasons or whatever. So I'm just glad we're all still here and still have that opportunity. And I hope we, you know, recognize that and at some point do it, you know.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And we have taken advantage of that. And I'm sure we will, you know, in the future. And that is a beautiful thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While the choice is ours.
While the choice is ours, T.
Yes. Yeah. Because at some point the choice is no longer yours.
That's
So.
right. That's absolutely right. And you know, we've learned that lesson the hard way. So
Yes.
I'm glad we are able to take advantage of it at our choice.
Yes.
Speaking of that, man, is there a day that you don't? I mean, I this is probably a dumb question. Is there a day that you don't think about Prince and think about maybe if he was still here, what we would be doing, and we would be doing it together? I mean, I guess it's a strange way to ask the question. I know you think about him every day, because I know we think about him every day, so I know you do. But what are is it memories? Is it good memories? Is it any regrets? Is it a combination of things? What I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely a combination. And you know, with technology and cookies, I can't get away from it. Anyway, when I go onto my Google page, he pops up first thing in the morning. So, you know, it's not like I'm trying to get away from it. But, you know, to answer your question, you know how it is, Jam. It's a love-hate thing. You know, I think about the good times, and I definitely think about the bad times, you know. So it's, you know, we were at Paisley Park recently, and you know, that was just emotional for me, because it's now a shrine. It's like a museum. Yeah. And you know, when we went there, it was the real deal. It was living, breathing, and it was all about the music and everything that took place at Paisley Park. And then to go there and to see what it's become, and now just to see that it's just a moneymaker for the estate is a little disappointing and sad.
Yeah.
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 We felt good to be back there. We were back there with Sounds of Blackness for the Billboard Awards, and actually taped on the soundstage. And that felt good to me, because I think that he would have appreciated music being back in there. And I know he's a fan of Sounds of Blackness. So to kind of have that feeling back in that space again was really cool, because it didn't at that moment, it didn't feel like a museum as much as it felt like a place to create music, you know. Well, now, I hope it gets back to that, you know.
Yeah, it'll never get back to that, but but you know, it was tough for me, you know, just being there. I mean, you know, it was weird because you know, I feel like Prince's presence was in the room, because you know, there's a point in our show where we kind of bring females up on the stage. We've been doing it, you know, for quite some time, and you know, kind of mess with them and everything. And you know, Tori's amp went out. Right on that part, it just went dead. And right when we got past that, and I let the females off stage, the amp mysteriously came back on. So I was around at that point. I was like, okay, this is weird, you know.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. When we were there, I felt like it was very mixed emotions for me. Yeah. You know, I was happy to see all the stuff, but the stuff was empty.
Yeah.
So it was like, Man, miss this little dude, man, so much.
Yeah, exactly. You know, as much drama as he could kick up, I still as well miss him. So, and why not? We've been doing this collectively in the same North Side neighborhood for 40-year anniversary for what we've been doing in the limelight, but we go way beyond.
Yeah.
So, it only makes sense. We're all family.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a family. Yeah.
That's how I always tell people. Yeah, he's like my brother.
Yeah.
I can talk about him, but you can't. We'll fight if you talk about him. I can say anything I want to say, but you can't.
I talk all the shit about him I want to, but don't you say nothing.
That's right. That's not you. You haven't earned that. That's exactly right.
Morris, are you? I saw a clip of you the other day playing the drums. Was that a new clip or an old clip? Do you know?
2019. I think it's 2019.
Are you still playing? Are you still?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My youngest son is an inspiration for me because he's loving music like nobody's business. So he's playing rock guitar. He plays the drums. He's been playing drums for a minute. So I'll be trying not to play, and he's like, "Come on, Dad, let's jam." So I got to go up there and get on my drums, and so it's good. It's good motivation.
I love it, man.
Pulling you in, I love it.
I do too, man. No, I saw some of the clips you put up, man, on your Instagram, man, and I was so happy. I think I might have sent one to Terry, and I was just like, yeah, man, he's playing, man. I love that.
Cool.
I love that.
Appreciate that, Jam.
You my favorite drummer. By the way, so
Absolutely.
I get asked all the time about, and we've talked about it before, maybe, but not amongst all of us. I always get asked about 777-9311, and I know that you're one of the few people that can actually play the beat correctly, but but talk about the how that song came to be, because I know it involves David Garibaldi, who's one of your favorite drummers, the Tower of Power drummer, and all that. Tell that story real quick about 777-9311. I get asked that all the time.
Well, that was Prince's, brainchild, and apparently the Lindrum back then, Garibaldi had programmed a few pre-programmed, drum beats in there, and that just happened to be one of them, it's great because a lot of people don't know what the hell a Lindrum is anyway, and would never hear that beat. So, he kind of put that together and sent it over, and I was like, damn, and so, then he put the, and the story gets deeper and deeper, then he put the song together, it's a Prince thing. So then I said, I love it. So we go to LA to cut it. And, Prince is like, sing it. I don't know if he had a date. He left me in the studio until he left me in the studio, me and the engineer, a Cherokee Sound or one of them up on Sunset Sound or Cherokee. And he shows back up, middle of the night. He said, "What'd you do?" I played it for him. He said, "I don't like it. I hate it." I said, "Okay," because Prince had that way of humiliating you. When he
didn't let you down easy.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I'm tired. I went to the hotel and went to bed. He come calling me, about 6, 7 in the morning early. Come out, in the limo. I'm like, okay, I ain't too happy to hear his voice any damn way. I get out to the limo. He's like, "Oh man, I love it. I love the way you sing it. You sound young." Rah, rah, rah. I'm looking at this dude like, "Are you the same dude that just came in the studio last night and hated it?" That's how that it really came together. It was Prince, and then he put the whole thing together, and left me by myself while he went to get some draws, I suspect.
I love it. That's a great story.
That's a great story, man. And it's funny because I remember we always used to say, I remember when we were doing the choreography to that song, and we just call like old dances, right?
Yeah.
Hit the four corners, right?
All right. We always subscribe to dances that everybody could do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to be able to do the robot and contort your body to do our dances,
Yeah, break dancing and shit.
Right.
But we always used to say, man, we just do old man the tilt.
That's it.
You know,
And
we do like the old man dances. And then it's funny because then we used to do that when we were young. Now we're old and we can still do those dances. We can still hit the same choreography pretty much. You know?
Yeah, man. I could do the four corners in a wheelchair, brother.
Right? All right.
Yeah, man. That shit still works, man.
Oh yeah.
Man, that was man. Those times were amazing. I remember one of my favorite parts of touring was the second tour on the What Time Is It tour, or what we called it the What Time Is It tour. It was the 1999 tour actually, but those last like 6 or 7 cities we did on that tour, they didn't announce we were going to be there. It was just Prince and Vanity Six. It was all it said like on the posters.
Right.
But we were the backup band for Vanity Six. And so what happened when we would hit, for those that don't know, when we would hit the last note of Nasty Girl, which was their last song, we'd hit that last note of Nasty Girl and we'd hold that note. And then their curtain would rise up and there we'd be. And then we'd go in to get it up. And I'll never forget the audience's faces when that happened every night, because they were like, oh no, like, because they didn't know we were going to be there. And those shows, man.
Right.
Killer shows, man.
Oh man, we latached on those shows, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's funny, those are the people there's a bunch of videos that are floating around on YouTube.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I always try to find, is those last few shows. I know we did Detroit, I think we did Chicago.
Yeah.
It was like crazy, but it was a different audience too, because it was a much more white audience, because Little Red Corvette had jumped off.
Right.
And so it was a whole different audience that Prince, because we had been to all those cities before, but Prince had expanded his audience at that point. So we got exposed to that, which was
exactly.
Yeah. I love that. I don't know whose idea that was, but man, that was brilliant. I love that. Yeah. And we were all warmed up, man, because we had played the Vanity Six, so we already had, our warm up. And then
we also had an attitude because we weren't on the bill.
Exactly.
Like we never got to play LA or New York proper.
No, we got to none of the real major markets did we get to do, because we was getting in that ass, So,
yeah.
Right. So we got pushed out to the suburbs.
The BC markets.
Yes. So when we got to play them like that, it's like, okay, you're not gonna put us on the bill, okay?
Yeah.
So remember the outfits and everything. I remember we were rehearsing it at the Nakarima, and that was the funniest thing when Jesse Johnson had the old man that had the derelict look,
Yeah, the wino.
And and at some point he pulled that bottle out in the bag and take a swig, and man, that shit was just too funny, man.
Oh yeah. That's great stuff there.
Yeah, man. We used to I used to love that. I remember that was the thing Jelly Bean used to be so pissed off about, particularly like LA. Like, because he'd be in LA or be in New York, right? And Bean got friends everywhere, right? And they'd be like, Bean, what's up, man? Y'all playing, man? No, motherfucker, we ain't playing. He'd be stomping and stuff, and be all stomping stuff. He'd be like, hey, we be in the damn arena and can't even play.
Slapping his wallet in his front
pocket. Tapping it, right?
Tapping it.
And I'm sure he's still doing the same thing. Nothing changed but the date.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth? Ain't nothing changed but the date.
Yeah, but that was tough to swallow, not to be able to get on those major markets where we could really show them how we do. It was kind of tough, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was interesting too, because I literally last night we were reminiscing. I was talking to Janet, and we were reminiscing when she came and saw us, but it was at Long Beach Arena. It wasn't at the Forum, because back in the Forum day that was the place to play.
That's the place to be, yeah.
And we didn't play the Forum, which was the iconic LA venue, and we didn't play Madison Square Garden. Those are the two places we didn't play, and those were the two, meccas for live performance. Well, I mean, we played as the backup band for Vanity Six, but the time never played in those venues. And I remember Janet was saying when she came to see us the first time with her mom sitting in the front row, it was Long Beach Arena. It was like not even at the Forum or nowhere like that.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I remember we were a little bit we didn't know what we wanted to do the dick grab so hard. We're like, hey, Janet and her mom sitting in the front row. What do you think we want? I think we went extra hard with it though. We went the opposite way.
Yeah, I think
we did. We started doing the pause with the jump up.
Right.
Dick grab. We went to the
bionic 2-foot jump up in there, you know.
Oh my God, that's so funny, man. That's crazy. I'm just looking at some of the things. Somebody said they saw us in Long Beach. Kev Jones said he saw us in Long Beach, which is really cool. Somebody said they saw that show in DC. Charisse said she saw that in DC. She said the Capitol Center went up in smoke when the time took the stage. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Let me go to.
Always try to light it up.
Oh, we definitely try to do that. Let me go back to. Let me just get a couple questions from the fans here. Somebody said, "Oh, who was the name here?" Oh, Tony Tone. Okay, Tony Tone said, "Did we learn the songs individually or together as a group after Prince had done the songs initially? Did we learn them as a group or individually?" That's a good question. I never thought about it like that.
As a group.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we had to learn what we learned on our own, but you know, we always rehearsed as a group. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, you got to do your homework.
You got to do your homework. You know, but yeah.
Prince Scrapbook on Twitter says, "What's your favorite song to perform live and why?" He said, "What's your favorite song to perform live and why? And what's your least favorite song to perform live?"
All, there's no least favorite.
Okay.
And as far as favorite, it changes night to night. You know, it always changes night to night. You know, because just sometimes live music. Sometimes we're firing up 7/7, and sometimes we're firing up Cool, and sometimes we're firing them all up. Usually that's what it was. But sometimes you just feeling one more than the other. But I don't think there was ever one that I felt night to night more than than the others. That's so it just changed. It changed.
Yeah. Now, in recording these songs, like, what was your favorite song to record, like, of all these songs, from a not a frontman standpoint, from a musician standpoint?
Okay. It was always a challenge, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
Fellas, we've done stuff together and we have such a good time, and you guys, you produce my vocals and stuff, and it's always such a good time, man. But working with Prince was a challenge, man. I don't know that any night was ever easy. There might have been, I think, one of the easiest songs that I actually enjoyed, and it kind of went effortlessly, believe it or not, was Ice Cream Castles. Yeah. Okay. Prince was in a good mood that day, and we wasn't going at each other, and it just kind of happened, and it was good. That I think that's probably one of the easiest ones that I've ever done.
Okay, because I was thinking like a lot of those things, because he always used to want to play like you, so he'd be trying. Yeah, and he'd sit in there and try to do that. But when he had you, man, y'all used to put in some work, man. It was just fantastic the way y'all played together, man.
Yeah, that was great. Okay, I got one more from Prince Scrapbook on Twitter. He said, "Was there ever a plan?" Oh no. Actually, let me do this one first. There was two questions. Was there ever a plan for a movie starring The Time? And the second question was, does everyone still sport the Stacey Adams Who Owns the Most Pairs? Well, I know you own the most pairs, Morris. There's no question about that.
Yeah. Between you and Rome.
Yeah, Jerome, I'm sure, is in there with him too, because I kind of have a really narrow color selection, mostly white. And yeah. Jerome will go blue, brown, green, gray on him. He'll do the whole color spectrum. So
Well, you know what? Let's do this. Why don't we ask Jerome what he thinks?
Why not ask Jerome about that?
What up, Romy?
What up, Romy?
What's going on, brother?
Romy, you're muted. Your mic's muted, Rome.
What's up, my brothers? I
You,
love
brother.
all four you assortment of color.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Rome, how many Stacey Adams do you have, man? Now the question was, who's got the most Stacey Adams? Morris says he limits his to white, but you got blue, brown, you got all kind of different colors, man.
Morris was honest. Morris was honest with that one.
Okay.
I got a blue suit, got blue Stacey's. I got a burgundy suit, got Cabernet Stacey's.
Cabernet, okay.
A tan suit, I got beige Stacey's. I got black suit, lots of black suits. Black Stacey's. I got blue Stacey. I got every blue Stacey they make in the biscuit toes now. Now, mind you,
Biscuit, only
The biscuit toe.
right? Morris, it's the biscuit toe, right?
biscuit.
Got to be the biscuit. Got a little leather thing on there. Got a little crocodile thing on there. Got a little naked snake thing on there. There's some snake running around naked, booty up in the air. I got
alligators running around, you know.
right.
So it sounds like you got about 12 pairs of Stacey's.
I'm gonna stop counting, but you know, I stayed away from the thing that Morris had for himself, which was the white Stacey's and the spats. I stayed away from that because that was Morris's signature.
It did. It became that.
Yeah. So,
But you know
how you doing, MD?
Hey, I'm good, brother Rome. How you doing?
Good, hanging in there.
Yeah.
Man, it's good to see everybody, man. We get a chance to do this every once in a while. It's particularly back during COVID. I remember we had a few of these calls where we couldn't see each other, but we did it like this, where we had a chance to just conversate and stuff, man. And it was just so beautiful and wonderful to be able to do that and to actually finish new music, for the Jam and Lewis album on top of it. And let's talk real quick about it, because I know Morris is got a plane to catch here in a little bit. But can we talk a little bit about, just first of all, it makes my heart feel so good to have y'all back together on a record again after a really long time. And what people always tell me about Baby Love is that they love the patter back and forth between you guys, and that's really what we wanted to do, is kind of almost make it like, take it back to the Purple Rain days when y'all were just doing your thing and that camaraderie and stuff, man. But just talk a little bit about the experience of that and coming up with those lines back and forth and that whole thing, because there's magic listening to you guys together, man. You guys are such a great pair. Do you have any memories about that or any kind of cool things about that? Some of those lines are amazing in that.
Well, I think that's just kind of what happens when Rome and I get together. It's just hit the record button. It's going down.
That's pretty much what it was, for sure.
Yeah,
when we're together, we enjoy each other's company. I mean, there's so much creativity in the space, and you press play, it's on.
It's on.
It's on. Yeah, hey, it might be the Oscar. It might be an Oscar up in that mug, And with Terry and Jimmy behind, the track, top 10.
Yeah. No, the track sounds amazing. I haven't heard it in a minute, and I was sitting outside the other day and just fired it up. Man, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, didn't we do that at 532, Tari?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, we had some fun at 532. I'm not giving you the rest. But, it was at least 26,000 square feet.
Yeah, between Terry and Jimmy's house, they had about 100,000 square feet.
Yeah,
on the lake. Hey, Terry's house was so big, I got down by the garage and I said, "Oh shit, I left my keys." I had to run back 2 football fields.
Hey, Morris. I think that was the night that we went to the club and we was driving home in one of Tari's cars.
That's a great story. Tell it, Ron.
Well, I'm gonna start it and you kick in, okay?
I will.
So, we partying down at First Avenue, South Beach, and we just, we're having a good time. And
got a little inebriated.
Got inebriated.
Inebriated.
That's what I
love that word.
Inebriated. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
After looking at the sexies.
Yeah,
And we chose to be good that night.
Right. We was going back to work. We knew we had to cut some music.
We jumped in one of the mini Land Cruisers that Terry owned. and I took the position behind the wheel, and Morris was next to me in pimp mode. Yeah. And we proceeded as we drove through downtown Minneapolis, up Hennepin.
Stopped to get a little snack.
Get a little snack at White Castle. So White Castle, you can send me and Morris some money. We ordered our 25 cheeseburgers, and
25.
We pulled out on Lake Street. I'm giving you
the whole dashboard was a smorgasbord of White Castle. We had cheeseburgers, onion, chicken rings, everything all across the top of the dashboard. Eating as we drove.
And Morris took the position as Gino Sagagraci for a moment and laid them all out because I was driving.
Yeah.
And mind you, the weather conditions was drizzly.
Yeah. And cold.
And cold. and white.
Right. Snow on the ground.
So we pull out of White Castles onto Lake Street, and we start heading west on Lake Street, which turns into Highway 7 at a certain point. But we weren't at Highway 7.
Yep.
You had to go through the famous Uptown, and Uptown is a song that Prince wrote.
Yep.
About, and it was an area that we hung out in. Long story short, but we pass Uptown and we get into the Calhoun area, right, Morris?
Yes.
And it's a slight curve in there. And mind you, go back now. I said it was drizzly.
Yeah, and white.
And white.
Yeah.
And the snow was falling, at a constant rate, covering up all the boulevard. We're driving along and we're grubbing. I'm stuffing.
Bro.
Morris, are you stuffing?
Yeah.
And that's how you eat a White Castle burger.
Oh no, yeah. You trying to eat them while they hot.
That's right.
Or you blowing out where you sucking in.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're driving around this slight curve, this really cool slight curve, right across from where we used to hang out in the summer, where all the draws come out.
Lake Calhoun.
Mm-hmm. Lake Calhoun. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, some lights come on. Red lights.
The kind that make your heart drop down to your feet.
Uh-huh. Yep. And I want everybody to text right now. What would be your reaction if you seen red lights? Oh shit.
Yep.
A little sobering, start straightening up. Looking like you alert,
and Morris is on the side of me. He's like, be cool. We got this. He's reassuring me that everything's gonna be all right. we get pulled over, or I pull over to the side.
Yeah, yeah.
Officers walk
We
up,
way past the legal limit now.
way past the legal limit. I think we might have had about 2-3 drinks.
Yeah, I doubled that at least.
It
And
took too many.
Yeah, right.
and I roll the window down, and he walks up, license and registration. So I was like, okay. He said, "You're all over the road." Remember that, Morris? And I say,
Hey, Ron, you all over the road. He said, "You been drinking?"
I said, "Really?" I said, "You can't even see the lines. How am I all over the road?" I said, "Do I look like I've been drinking?" And he
kind of smiled on that one, no.
and he smiles.
Yeah.
And he hands me back my license. And he says, "You guys be careful." And we roll back out to 532.
We tapping each other 5, we handled that, we laughed.
Yeah. Do I look like I've been drinking? I wouldn't try that in today's climate.
And
No.
you know what's interesting?
Fast forward.
Mhm.
How many years, Ron?
Oh, wow.
Fast forward. How many years?
15, 20 years.
15, 20 years.
This officer comes to me in conversation.
To us in the dressing room. In the dressing room after the show.
After the show.
Yep.
And he says, "You know that night you guys got pulled over by Lake Calhoun and you was drunk?"
Oh no.
I was the officer. I said, "Thank you. Thank you." I gave him a tongue kiss. No, I didn't.
He said, "I knew y'all were drunk."
Yes.
He said, "But I could not do it." He said, "So I let y'all slide." He said, "I'm a retired cop now, and I just want to let you know that that was me."
And it's interesting too, because some of the great officers in Minneapolis that are not involved in that craziness, they're childhood friends of mine and lifetime friends of mine that have some integrity and some distinction of what it's about.
Yeah.
He's retired, but he gave us an opportunity to not put a roadblock in front of what we do for a living.
Mhm.
And we appreciate him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Great story.
Yeah, no, that's a great story, man. I remember, man, we had
Mois?
we just had such a great time up there, man. We just had such a great time up in Minnesota, man. We were talking the other day about, last week we were talking with Rome about the Yasm and the titty lamps, and Weaver,
Yeah,
and that whole thing. But Jerome told it from his side of it. I don't know that we talked about it, but talk a little bit about. Everybody always wants to know how the mirror thing happened, and Jerome talked about it last week. But from your point of view, Morris, when he grabbed the mirror, man, just talk about what that was like, man, because you went straight into your thing, man. Like, it was like a shock, but then you just instantly went into your thing, man. But talk about that moment, man, because that's such a pivotal moment, and really the reason that Jerome became part of the group. Because before that, he was the roadie. He was the roadie.
Yeah. You're right. Jerome was the guy that we could call on the road at 3 a.m. and say, "Jerome, I need some chicken, man." And Jerome was just, the most gracious person on the planet. And, he would, whatever you need. And, he was just there for us 24/7. And so we come back, we're rehearsing we're turning cool because Get It Up had been our closing song. We always close with the hit. So we're rehearsing cool, and hooking that up and putting all the arrangements and things on it. And, we come to the part where I'm like, "Somebody bring me a mirror." and Jerome, being the brother that he is, disappeared. I want to say it was into the bathroom because that's where the little mirror was. He tore the mirror off the wall. And the next thing I know, he's standing in front of me with the mirror. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm looking around. And it was like one of them moments because we was all like just kind of looking at each other like, what just happened? And from that moment on, Jerome was in the band, you know. So
Right.
that's my recollection.
Yeah.
Do you remember Prince was there that at the rehearsal, and he just he was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
He just pointed and he said, and he just fell on the floor.
Yeah.
Said, that's in the show. That's in the show.
Yeah, that's in the show. Yeah. That's
I think by the time he saw it, though, I think we had been doing it for a couple minutes. So.
Yeah. I don't think he was there.
Oh no. Yes, the first time, no, it happened amongst ourselves.
That was our moment. It was
Yes, that's right.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, but when we seen it, it was like he discovered gold. It was
right.
like,
by then we coaching Jerome. Okay, you gotta do this shit right because Prince.
Right.
Right. So you know.
right.
Yeah, that's right. We had polished it up by that point. That's true. That is
Yeah,
true.
by that time, y'all had the angle right where the audience could see you in the mirror
Exactly.
as you combed it. Yeah, y'all had it right, man.
Yeah. Man, we was rehearsing like 8 hours a day back then. You know, it was crazy.
Man.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But man, we were so tight though. Because if you think about it, I always tell people it was easy. We were doing initially what, a 20-minute show or something when we went out on the first tour?
Yes. 30 minutes or less.
Sometimes
right?
15 minutes.
Yes.
So that was easy because we were used to playing 4 sets a night, in a club, having to play, jazz one set and taking requests another set and then the hits of the day on another set and all that. That was like the whole season. Like that was the warm-up. Somebody said, oh, you got to perform for 20, 30 minutes. It's like, oh, this is easy. You know?
Hey, but you never rehearse so hard to play for 20 or 30 minutes.
Right. That's the thing. No, 8 hours a day, every day.
You never rehearse so hard for them 20 minutes, I tell you.
Yeah.
But man, my chops were never better than that.
That's right.
That era, man.
So, but mind you, then we used to go out and jam at night.
That's right.
That's right.
We used to leave there and go to the club, have a good time, and then try to sit in somewhere. It was all about playing at that point in time. So
absolutely.
That was beautiful.
It was. And not to mention the little raggedy rehearsal hall. I don't know if it was in St. Paul that the bat chased us, ran the whole band out the room.
Screaming like
girls.
We were fools though, man. I remember there was like a tornado. We were at the Yasm, and I remember there was a tornado on Lake Street, and we were all like watching it. Like we all like walked out the door, man. There's a tornado. Really? Oh yeah, cool. And we're like standing there watching the shit going up the street, and I'm like, we're not. I mean, I thought about it afterwards. Like, what the heck were we doing? We're supposed to be trying to find a basement or something.
Yeah, go back in and rehearse some more.
Right, exactly. We sure did.
Yeah.
Shit came by, whoosh, and we're like going, damn, that's fucked up. Okay, man, let's get back.
And you guys, there was a lot of destruction that that tornado did.
Oh yeah.
No, it was messed up. I don't think anybody got killed or anything in it.
No,
but I do remember, the roofs on the buildings and stuff. It missed us, but I do remember it was right up the block. I mean, we're literally sitting there watching it. You know,
right.
That shit was crazy, man. Hey, man, Morris,
Yes,
the
sir.
show where we were down south. The very first show we did when we went into the on the Chitlin tour in the white station wagon, and the girl, and first of all, when we walked into the place, there wasn't really enough room for us to even set the stage up.
Right.
And there was all these big columns everywhere.
In the middle of the stage, so we had to sing to one side of the room, then go sing to the other side.
And Jamie Shoup, who was our road manager, I remember she was like going in and ordering people around. They can't sing with this here. You need to take that out. And it's like, ma'am, that's holding the roof up. Like that's a column. We can't take that column out of there. Right. And it's like, oh, we can't play in here. But was that the place where you're singing "Oh Baby," I think it was "Oh Baby,"
Yeah.
and the girl was literally sitting like, I don't know, 2 feet from you in a chair.
Right.
Look at her, and
Not even 2 feet, 2 inches.
not even 2 feet. Like literally, you were right on top of her because the audience was like all right there.
In her face.
And that's the girl that said, "Nigga, don't you do that."
That's what she said. She said,
Nigga, don't you do that.
Yeah, that's the part in the song where I drop down to my knees and say,
Yeah.
Yep.
don't you do that.
Wow. This is a movie.
oh
Right.
man,
Right. That's the night we were looking for the Starlight Arena.
yes.
We just knew we were going to an arena, and I saw a little hole in the wall club 5 miles back that said the Starlight. I said, I know that ain't it.
Right.
And was it Buzz? He was like, did anybody see it? Or no, it was the British guy, Mick. And he, did anybody see the Starlight? And I'm like, I saw a Starlight little restaurant or something back there. You know, but I'm looking for an arena.
Yeah, man. We thought we were stars, man.
Yeah, we thought it was big time.
I remember the place. I don't know if it was that place, but I remember the one place that was on stilts. It was on stilts. It was on the side of the road, right?
Yeah.
And we went, and they canceled the show. Jamie Shoup canceled the show. She said, "You guys are not playing this." It was like the 3rd show in, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, "We're not? Okay, cool." So that's the trigger for us. Like, "Oh, you're not playing the show there tonight." We get in the car and we go straight to that club to see what the hell's happening in there.
The one they said don't go to.
The one they said don't go to, right? But we were supposed to be playing there, right? So we go, and Terry, you stayed in the car, right, with the engine running. If I'm
Yeah,
not
the engine
mistaken,
running.
right?
Yep.
And so we go in, we're like sneaking in, and I remember we look like over the window and kind of look in and see, and it's just like a bar, like people in there playing pool and stuff, and a bunch of redneck dudes, right? And we're in there, and we're like looking, and we're like, oh shit. And we see the time posters everywhere, like we're supposed to actually be there. And then all of a sudden, I hear, "Hey, there they go right there." We were like, "Oh!" We go running back to the car, man. It was like some shit out of a movie, man.
Right.
We happened to go, "Yeah, get out of here, man." We thought they were following us, man.
We recreated that in the jerk out video.
Exactly,
Right.
we did. The jerk out video, we totally
Right.
recreated that.
Right?
Yes.
Do you guys remember when we went somewhere in Florida and they tried to curtail our participation in communal participation, and they put us way out on this resort, like 60 miles from a city, and we didn't have any access to any public.
I just remember Florida. We were staying in this hotel. Prince wasn't staying in the same hotel we were staying in. We'll just put it like that.
Florida.
Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah.
And we were at this hotel. It was like deserted, except for this dude, this girl and a dude, right, with a dog or something, right?
Uh-huh.
Did they have a dog or something?
Yeah.
They were the only people there besides us. And I remember we were so desperate. We saw a mall across the street. We didn't have no car and we didn't have a way to get around. We're like crossing the freeway to get to the damn mall. We were just like, "Gotta get out of here." We were crossing the damn freeway.
Truck
We
driver.
had to get out, and we sat there for like 4 days. It was like we could have wherever we were at before that was okay.
Yeah, he had
Like, why didn't we just stay where we were at?
He had a Doberman pincer up in the hotel.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Oh my God.
we had the raggediest tour bus on the road.
On the planet.
On the planet. You're right, MD, on the planet.
And we
I
had
just
the best
remember
driver, but his
We had the
fingers were
best
always greasy.
Oh my God,
He
the
was-
driver was great.
Every time we stopped, he was under the hood tinkering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we go to the truck stop to grab a bite to eat, and we come out and he'd have the back of the bus opened up trying to fix something on the bus, man.
And was always smoking. It smelled like smoke in the back.
Yep.
Wow.
Grease.
What amazing camaraderie time that was. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the things we share, man, that nobody, I mean, it's the bond we will always have, man. Those times that we went through, man, that were like crazy times, man, but we laughed our way through them. I mean, I did a little stomping. Who's responsible for this?
And he was my roommate.
Yeah. Now, what was the favorite? I can't have what's a VHS on the bus, y'all?
Oh,
Naked Wish.
Naked Wish.
Is Naked Wish?
Naked Wish.
Oh no, not Naked Wish.
Naked Wish.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first porno snuff movies. I mean, that was a crazy ass movie, man.
We sat up and watched.
Every night that thing would be on.
Everybody, man, I'd be like, oh no, not Naked Wish.
We became savvy after that.
Oh man. Y'all remember those nights that we'd be traveling down the road, all of a sudden bus driver would get a call, we pull over, we didn't know why, and all of a sudden Prince would come on the bus.
Oh yeah.
But you know what was funny? Those days, but when Prince would come on the bus, like, you know, we'd be up all night on the bus, right? Watching videos, watching, we just right. We would do that. Prince would come on the bus, and everybody would be like, "Oh man, I'm tired, man." And we'd all go back to the bunks, and then but then he'd get off.
Yeah, he'd get off and get back on his bus.
Get back on his bus, but it was like,
he
man.
Watched us.
His bus wasn't exciting like ours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
We had it was sleazy on our bus.
Sleazy. The hotels were sleazy.
Everything.
What about the party where what was the bodyguard's name? Not Big Chick, but the one before
Rosie.
Rosie. Yeah.
They came to our floor. We had the whole floor partying. We had every door open. We had everybody, girls everywhere, dancing on the bed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, somebody took the lampshade off the lamp, had it on the head, dancing.
Yeah. It was crazy. So Prince came to our floor, and you know, normally Prince, I think, was expecting, like, when he got off the elevator, like, it was everybody's going to just stop and go like, "Oh, Prince."
Yeah.
He just walking through, nobody paying no attention. They just partying and partying. And then I just remember Rosie ran into like a light fixture, a light fixture or something. I can't remember what it was. But
no, it was somebody's hat. It was somebody's hat. Yes, this girl had on a hat, and it hit him in the eye.
He said,
and he punched the wall.
That's what he did. He punched the wall, and the light fixture fell off or something.
Yeah,
that's why I remember the light. He was like, "Shit!" Boom. We were like, "Oh shit." It was like, "Man, take your ass back upstairs, man."
Right.
Off our floor, man.
Yeah, go back to
have some fun.
The expensive suites.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweets.
Yeah.
No, six young black men put out on the road, and all of America, with them believing that they are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing for Prince to do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But guess what?
I thank Prince every day, man.
Y'all answered it. Y'all answered that call.
The whole vision was amazing, man. You know, the brother thought in a huge way.
Yeah.
In a huge way.
Yeah.
And you know, that sure benefited us. So, props for that.
Morris, you could have wavered at any time, and it could have fell through this industry is a colander. Many holes. It could have fell through it, but you didn't. You didn't waver, and you stayed faithful, and you have faith in these guys, and Monty and Jelly Bean and Jesse and the gentlemen that you have here, Terry and Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, dudes, man.
Thanks.
That means you got to go.
Is that you, Mo?
I'm where I need to be.
Morris, it's 7
I heard
o'clock.
Some birds.
Let us know, man, if you got to run. We totally understand, man. But
nope, I ain't got to run.
You good, Ron?
I'm good.
That's a parakeet.
7 o'clock, Morris. I just want to make sure you're good.
Yeah, I got a few.
Okay, cool, man. I appreciate it, man. We're getting
I appreciate it.
somebody wants us to mention the Atlanta Snowstorm. Matt
Ooh.
Skill says the Atlanta Snowstorm has to be mentioned. Terry and I always tell it from our side, but man, from your side, Morris and Jerome, because Jerome, you had to stand in Terry's place and play that night. And I know, Morris, you were like, what the hell? But it all worked out okay, I guess. But what was kind of going through your mind that night, man? Because we were trying to get there, man. It just didn't work out.
No, I get it. My mind, I was like, oh man, shit, because I know we had it figured out because Prince, had his little rig on the side of the stage, and like I said, Rome was in Terry's spot, and so basically that was fine. I was a little disappointed that y'all couldn't be there, just family wise, but I wasn't mad like that, you know what I'm saying? But Prince took that shit to heart, and that was it, man. So I didn't really know what he had in mind. So we're at Sunset. Was it Sunset or Cherokee? One of those.
Sunset.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, that was, around the time that we did cut Ice Cream Castles, where I said, it went relatively smooth. But now thinking back, he had somebody else in mind, so he wasn't giving me a rough time trying to sing the song. So
he was distracted by being mad at us.
Yes. And absolutely. So, man, so, you guys showed up, and he gave you guys the axe, and man, I was distraught, man. I had to take a moment to myself and drop my head and walked out because, for me, this is not supposed to happen. Not supposed to happen. I'm the kind of guy that all the bands that I liked as a kid, I always hated it when they started rotating members.
Yeah.
And, for me, I couldn't see anybody else in those spots.
That's true.
Yeah. And that's when it went downhill for me. Paul, St. Paul, and I don't even know who came in. I don't remember their names, but I couldn't even look back. You know what I'm saying? It just, and honestly, I'm not trying to take anything from the replacements, but that wasn't my band. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was the beginning of the end for me.
Yeah.
And I feel the same thing with Morris because, the years that we put in the work, my brothers, it would never be the same. It would never be the same. Even today, it would never be the same.
Right.
But I think the same thing could happen in the future.
Yeah, well, it only becomes the same when all of us get together, man. That's
right.
That's when it feels really good.
That's it. That's it. That's absolutely right.
Even doing it without Jesse is tragic to me. It's
tragic.
And I love Tori, but
yeah. Oh no, absolutely. There's no comparison, man. The chemistry, and this is the way we started, so we know each other as musicians and as brothers. So there's no replacement for that.
No.
Yeah, that feeling is so solid, man.
Yeah,
nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, as we said at the beginning, we still have the opportunity to do that at some point in time. If it's we are celebrating the 40th anniversary, so we do have excuses.
Happy 40th, y'all.
Happy 40th.
What'd you say, bro?
Happy 40th.
Yeah, man. Happy 40th, man.
That's old.
Yeah, I know. You're just old. You're just old. Morris, talk about because there is a 40th anniversary time of the first time album, and I know you got a chance to have, I guess, a little input there. Thank goodness that happened. But how do you feel about that coming out now? The album looks beautiful. I haven't heard it yet. I bet the package looks beautiful and everything.
Yeah. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about. That thing kind of jumped off, and it kind of jumped off without any input from me, and I was kind of an afterthought, and Ron Sweeney was like, hey, you know, Rhino heard that you were a little upset that they jumped the gun and didn't really say anything to you about it. And so then all of a sudden I had the staff of Rhino calling me and say, hey, how can we fix this? And, do you want to be involved with promoting and so forth? And, I was like, hey, yeah, I ain't mad. I'm glad that it's going down, and yeah, I'd be happy to promote it and make sure it goes well. So, that was really the extent of my input in it. It wasn't like if I had was able to contribute ideas prior to
Right.
it now, but hey, it's all good,
Yeah. That's a good thing for them to step up and find out what your consciousness is on the business.
Yeah.
More companies should be involved in those kind of elements and not leave the participants out.
Yeah.
Well, to me, particularly when the participants are still here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can't pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I got a Time album. Hey, Morris, what do you think about this? What songs do you think we should use?
Yeah.
Is there any edits that you think are kind of cool, or is there antidotes that you would like to put in the liner notes for this? Or, I mean, we're talking 40 years. Like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you do that in the correct way? But I'm glad at least they called, even if it was kind of after the fact.
After the fact, but nonetheless, everybody was gracious from that point on. So, hey, me, I don't hold grudges. So, it was a great thing. I'm glad that it's out. It mixed, remastered, sounds great, and it just commemorates, our entry into this game, and that's a beautiful thing. It's been quite a journey, and we still at it.
Condensate.
You done pull one out there, boy.
10th anniversary of Condensate this year.
Yeah, 10th anniversary. Man.
Yeah, we got to put that one out again. Actually, I've been tooling around with some things, so
we need to do that too.
Yeah, that's coming out again. So just let y'all know.
All right.
Okay.
Well, see,
if Terry says it, then you know it's happening.
It's
we better. Well, we'll make sure to consult you, Morris.
Hey, you just did.
No, man, that was we enjoyed the whole process of making that record. It was important to us to do it, and I it was interesting too. The ironic thing on that record was we wanted Prince to be involved in that record, because to us, we always felt like Prince was part of our group, because I mean, he literally was part of our group.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So that's the thing about that. I'm sorry that didn't get a chance to really happen like that, but
yeah,
would have been cool.
He definitely was. We can't even call him the eighth member. He's probably the first member.
He's probably the first, right? He's the original.
Yeah.
He is the original member. That is true.
Right.
That is true, man.
Yeah.
But I was glad we were able to bring it to life and go, because as you said at the beginning, man, he had a vision for what it could be.
Yeah.
And I think we so far surpassed even that vision. I just remember that one night you pulled out the new Presley. We were on tour, and your Presley, the jacket, we call it the Presley, right? And it was like about to fall off you. Like,
it had fallen
after every show, right?
It literally had torn and was falling off.
Yeah. And you said, man, fuck this. I'm getting a new Presley. And I remember one of the shows, he's hanging out backstage with us, and Jerome walks in with this garment bag.
Yeah.
He just unzips the garment bag, and Prince is like looking like, what is that? And you held that thing up, and you opened that thing up, and he said, hey, Prince, I got a new Presley. And Prince goes, I created a monster. And went running out the room, man. It was like, what the heck did I do?
Right.
But we just took it to a whole nother place, man. And the influence that we've had on, I mean, I know we're friends, we're all friends with Snoop Dogg, and he talks about the influence we had on him and on hip-hop music and on rock music, talking to, when we did the Prince special, and talking to the Foo Fighters, the guys in the Foo Fighters, and how much impressions we made on them and all that, man. So it's such a blessing, man, that Prince set us up for. And also, I always talk about you, Morris, I can't think of anybody to talk about in a more positive light, but you were very realistic about us, and you said to us, everybody needs to figure out what they need to do, because this thing ain't gonna last forever. So Jimmy and Terry, you encouraged us. You didn't say don't go produce stuff. You were like, Jimmy and Terry producing. That's what they want to do. Go ahead and do that. You said, I'm gonna take some acting lessons and do some stuff. Everybody, I suggest you figure out what you want to do. And I thought it was very I don't know. It was insightful on your part, but it was also very encouraging on your part, that you always looked out for us and you helped us. You're a major part of our story, of the reason Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis even happened. So thank you for that, man.
Yes, absolutely.
You got it, man. But that was my whole thing, because when we put the time together, Prince was wanting me to use some other musicians, and I was like, hey, I want to use Terry and Jimmy and the fellas in Flight Time. And I was like, that's the best band in town, besides us. That was my, but I had heard the work that you guys had done on Cynthia Johnson, some of the songs you've written and the production, and I already knew. I was like, these dudes are already working on another level, and I don't think Prince had heard that stuff. I said, so, I want them, in the band. And, he granted me that. But, I already knew what you guys were capable of. And so I'm like, hey, man, do it, because I knew, we had got shut down. Evelyn Champagne King's Camp offered over $70K to produce a record on her, and we were unable to do that. So I'm like, are we just supposed to be here and work for $150 a week for the rest of our lives, Right. So, and I knew once, I saw what I got paid for Purple Rain, and I saw what Purple Rain made. I'm like, man, I just knew, I knew I was kind of bagged into not a good situation financially. It was great, as far as the curb appeal was concerned, but as far as the finances were concerned, it was not a good situation, and it kept rearing its head, so I knew that. I knew it wasn't going to be great for anybody, because there was too much control and too much ego going on there.
Yeah, well, and even, when I talked to Prince about that later on, he said, well, I never made any money either, so who made all the fucking money? That's what everybody else got a yacht. What happened?
Yeah, that's pretty damn funny right there.
Where's all the money then? If you didn't make none, we didn't make none. Where is it?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Don't need the money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't want all the money, just a little bit.
No, just the part I earned.
Yeah. That's pretty
and if you're gonna steal a little bit of that, 10% or 5%, but
not all of
it. Hey, Morris, man, before you have to get out of here, man, talk about what do you have? I mean, besides obviously Baby Love on the Jam and Lewis album, what else are you working on right now that you're excited about? And I know you're going back on the road, obviously, so that's obviously we're excited about that. Yeah. But what else do you have brewing that the fans should know about?
Well, just working on new music. Been doing a lot of features, on my upcoming project. And I don't know how many songs I'm going to do, because back in the day, you could do 6 songs was an album. Now they call that shit an EP. So, I think I'm still at EP status, but I'm working on something, I got Big Daddy Kane involved. I got Flo Rida involved. Of course, we got Snoop on it. And, we're just putting it all together, and it's going to, be coming out. I don't have a release date because I'm not on a label. So whenever it's done simmering, we're going to release it. So, we got some good music coming up.
I'm excited about that,
as you usually do.
Yeah. Excited about that, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. And you guys, and you, as the dates start going up, I know, what do you have? Obviously you're on Instagram, which is The Morris Day, I believe is your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So I just encourage all the fans to make sure you follow Morris on Instagram. His Instagrams are great. I love the one you had today about you were going to be on time. So as you we're getting 10, 15 minutes into it, and we're like going, where's this brother at?
Well, technically I was on time because I was hitting buttons. Yeah. And, no, technically I was here, but I just couldn't break through. You know, I was trying to get there. You know.
I love it, man.
Yeah, and you know, I love your little cartoons, man, that you do, man. Those
those are great.
Cool.
I love that.
Who does those, Morris? Who does those?
I forget the brother's name, man. I'm not gonna lie. You know, but I'm gonna send you that, so you know, maybe you could mention it next time. But yeah, he's great. You know,
how'd you find him?
He actually did stuff for Snoop.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we kind of came across him that way.
I love it. That stuff is really sexy, man.
Oh man, cool.
That's awesome.
Rome.
Rome's back.
Ooh,
he's back.
StreamYard treat me bad.
It kicks you off every time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. First you got stuck in a smile there. You was just kind of frozen in a smile. Then you disappeared on us.
It didn't show my bad teeth, did it?
It showed your good teeth.
Only the good ones. You got the good teeth filter on.
Yeah.
But I must say, all of y'all looked it good, sugar.
Yeah. You looked it real good.
I think the Lord has been good to us.
Absolutely.
Very, very good to us.
Isn't that the truth?
And our spouses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't that the truth?
Yes.
Oh man. And you know what? It's funny too, because now Morris, are all your kids musical, or are they all like going in different directions? One of mine is super musical, but the other ones aren't really.
Well, I've got 3 out of 6 that are very musical. And you know, my youngest, he's a rock and roller, and you know, my second youngest is into theater of all things. I don't even know where he got that, you know. But he loves Broadway and aspires to do that. And then, of course, one of my sons, Darren, Darren Day, you can YouTube him. He's got thousands.
Amazing.
He's
dope.
Yeah,
he is. Yep.
And so, you know, I don't know. It's just a blessing to have them, man. Whatever they choose to do, you know what I mean? We know that this business is tough. So, you know, it's like I can't say, hey, I'm pushing you into this. You know, it can be a tough business, but it's flattering, and I'm proud of the ones that, you know, choose to do it because they seem to do it well. You know, so I feel like, you know, I've passed on the legacy, and you know, you always make them better than you are. So, you know, that's a beautiful thing. You know.
Yeah, and I got a son. You know, he's got one foot in, and Jay Benzo. And he's got stuff online, and he's doing pretty good. I'm impressed with his achievement and his growth in it. And he's got a nice little space going.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
By the way, the animator's name is Terrence Ball.
Okay.
Terrence Ball.
Terrence Ball.
Yeah.
Shout out to Terrence. What's up, Terrence?
Yeah.
He's super bad, man.
Yeah.
Got my brother looking right.
hey, he made me about 6'2", you know, and he made me nice and tall in them cartoons. So I'm like,
hey, that's who you are for real. Anyway, regardless of what his measurement is.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's so good, man.
I love you guys so much. I love you guys.
Yeah, I love you, man.
All love.
Yeah,
You know,
these are my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It's funny because people call us the Final Four, you know, and it's like, I don't feel like we're the Final Four because I feel like, you know, Monty and Jelly Bean and Jesse are always a part of us, no matter what. Yeah. But the four of us seem to always end up coming up with some shit. So we love that, man. we love that, man.
And they put the staple on it when it's time.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's what everybody, you know, everybody thinks, man. You know, we should be together, and they would like to see it happen. And like I say, man, for the right reasons at the right time, you know, it's God's timing.
Well,
but we still have the opportunity, right?
Well, to me, Jam, that's the way it should be. I think, you know, I don't think it should be. I think it should be a special occasion,
not forced
situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've been blessed, especially to your dealings with the Grammy Association and NARIS and all that. We've been blessed to do some really high profile, cool things with some cool people. And so, I'm sure, I know we're gonna revisit it.
and I'm gonna go out and
you going out on a limb?
I'm gonna be cocky. I'm gonna say we legitimate. We legitimate.
As opposed to illegitimate.
Yeah.
And any challenges, take it to the stage. Wear your mask.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. Everybody's got to stay safe out there, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We got it all, because we can look like the Four Tops. We can play like Funkadelic, and even better, we can play like the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and you take it all and put it in the way. We even got some country western, the way we swing on Wild and Loose. So, you just take the whole package and put it together, and we do the dance steps and be whooping ass with the arrangement. So, it's just like when you think about it, I don't even know what the word is for the threat. It's not a triple threat. It's more than a quadruple. It's a mega threat. That's just how we do.
That's a good word. Good word.
Mega threat. I like that. Mega threat. I like that.
Good use of words. I like that.
Yeah.
Mega
I like
threat.
what you wrote.
Yeah.
I think we just beginning again.
Yeah. Me too. Me too, man. Oh, and speaking of country now, we got one maybe for volume 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Maybe we should just do that video and introduce it to them like that.
That's true, bro. We could definitely do that.
Hey, country is a much huger market than it was.
Huger.
Yeah.
Huger.
much more huge.
Huger.
No, I like you, man. I like huger. It's huger. It's huger.
Than it was when that was conceived. I'll just say that.
Yes.
It's gone mainstream.
And that was one of them nights after we got pulled over by our favorite police officer.
Fueled by White Castle.
Officer White.
Get White Castle to sponsor our tour.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, it was funny. I was in Minneapolis, as a matter of fact. That was the one thing I wanted. I didn't get a chance to go by White Castle a couple of nights. So I was like, damn, I gotta go by White. I didn't get it. At some point I gotta do White Castle again.
You know what?
Man, that's just dangerous.
If White Castle,
it is. Hey man, so is COVID. So come on.
Yeah, I guess if the COVID don't kill you, the White Castle.
White Castle will.
well.
The gas, you be blasting off.
White Castle give us a bunch of money, and we go buy White Castle.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just buy the company. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, why not, man?
Not a bad idea.
Why not? Hey, by the way, I'm looking at comments as we're going by. I see one that is a good one I'm just going to speak it into existence. It says the time should definitely be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm just going to put that out there. Thank you, Derek Pennell, for saying that. We'll see.
And I'm gonna go out and speak. If they initiate us for that, it's going to be an amazing performance.
Oh, that would be worth getting back together for, right? That would be definitely one of those moments like Morris is talking about, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That sounds like a winner.
Yeah. Most definitely.
That'd be some shit.
Why not? Hey, just putting it out there. You never know.
If we can kick it off in sub-zero weather outside in Minneapolis on stage, who's that? That was unique. I was afraid it was so cold outside. I was like, how am I going to sing outside Minnesota in sub-zero weather?
Right. I don't know how we got through that, but
yeah. But
that was a crazy idea that actually worked.
It actually worked.
You know who
We got through 10 nights of it.
Wow. Yeah, we did.
Crazy, yeah.
And you know who would be proud? Big Daddy P.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I know Prince is looking down and is very proud of us. And every day he's in our life every single day, and the decisions we make. And we always think, even as we're, working on new songs or plotting new movies or whatever it is that we're up to, we always think, would Prince would he like this? Would he be enjoying this? And I think he would. And I know he's enjoying this conversation tonight that we're having. I know he is, Matter of fact, Jerome, he was probably the one that knocked you off. Don't blame StreamYard. It probably was Prince who was knocking you off. Just making sure you paying attention,
It was something you was about to say.
Yeah, that's right. You was fit to come with something the wrong way.
And it was interesting about that, you guys, is he was like that with me.
Oh yeah, he was like that with everybody.
Yeah.
He would feed you, and get all the information, and then he'd cut you off.
You're right.
I remember hanging out with him, and he'd come get me, and we'd be drinking and having a good time. And I'd be like, oh, let me get one more drink. And I order another drink. It'd be sitting in front of me, and I go to reach for it, and he would slide it away from me. I'd be like, what you doing? He's like, you're good. Okay, I guess I'm good.
Right.
Man, y'all two together, man. I just wanted to ask you, like, filming Purple Rain, because we didn't get the pleasure of being part of that.
Right.
What was that like for y'all going into that movie, having not been actors? You're given the lines, and I know the lines that you're given, y'all wrote those lines because those lines are y'all. Because y'all made them, y'all own those lines. What was that like, being a part of that whole process?
Well, the smartest thing they did was they set me and Jerome together in a room, Albert Magnoli, the director, and we went through the whole script, and they went through the lines, and then they said, here's the line. What would you guys say?
Exactly.
And that was easy for us because we talk shit all day long, every day, and
beginning.
That's like, oh, that's easy. Right here, we'd be like, okay, So, we went through the script like that, and that was the smartest thing they could have possibly done. So when we got to the set where we were actually filming, it was second nature because we were being ourselves.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we had a coach, Dawn Renee, who sat with us and coached us on our lines.
Yep.
But she just made sure that we were comfortable saying what we had given them as our lines.
Yep.
And it's amazing. She would rehearse us. How many times you run the lines, Morris? About 2-3 times?
Yeah, a lot. And I had a coach, Prince and I, Susan Gilbreth, and she was awesome too. So she had, Prince and I running lines. And so we had good help behind the scenes. So we were able to run the lines very often. But the main thing and the smartest thing was that they allowed us to put it in our own voice. Yeah. And that was the smartest thing they could have possibly did. And that's why, what me and Jerome did, came across as strong as it did, because, we're able to be us.
Yeah. Albert Magnoli was smart.
Yeah.
And we give him credit. Albert Magnoli.
Yeah. Or Prince was smart, because Prince,
Prince
he was probably the one that said, you need to get these guys together and have them. So I'm not so sure, but I just know that he was the mastermind behind it all,
And it was just very natural. Like, okay, there was one line that someone's asking about here. The how's the family line. That shit was cold. How did that one come about?
And that was in the script, but they just said, hey, how's the family? Are you comfortable with that? And they were just like, hey, this is an emotional moment. You say it and then you think, hey, that's kind of fucked up. I said that. So, that was the, inner monologue, behind that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, that's how that came about.
Yeah. But that was cold.
There's some elements of a part 2 of that's kind of floating around
in the makings.
Mm-hmm. And myself and Mr. Day, we will make it just as interesting and entertaining
as under what's the second one? Graffiti Bridge should have been.
Graffiti Bridge, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was our movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It got commandeered. It was supposed to be a Time movie, and then Prince came and interjected himself.
Oh my God! Yeah, and for its era, Purple Rain was a street movie. For its era. So here comes light, soft Graffiti Bridge. Surreal, and if we had really gone into Purple Rain 2 mode, that would have been awesome. That's where we should have had it, done it, but hey, like Rome said, there's no time like the present,
And I'm gonna throw out there what happens after the rain.
All right. So don't drop too many draws.
Yeah, don't drop the draws.
Don't drop the draws yet.
Don't drop the draws.
That's all right. Okay.
Don't drive the pavement up too much now.
Hey, somebody, by the way, somebody was asking about another scene in the movie, Terry, which is the who's on first scene is what I call it. But what is that? What is
and the password scene. Those two.
Password scene. Yeah.
Dawn Renee.
Yeah, that was an intimidating scene, on paper.
Yes.
But Jerome and I they said take it was one of those. I think we nailed it the first time, and they were like, wow. They said, well, let's just do another one, just for posterity, But we nailed it, man. So but I was looking at it, and I was like, oh man, I don't know about this one. And we just nailed it, and first take, and so it was one of them things, man.
Mm-hmm. We hit it.
Then they was questioning us, so we hit it again.
Yeah, well, the password one.
Yeah, that's it. What's the password?
The password. What?
You just nailed that.
Yeah.
First time. Yep.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's so good. And by the way, I should mention too, Morris, you have a book out that's an amazing book. Can you talk a little bit about that real quick for people? I think most of the people on here, I'm assuming they know, but just in case they don't, talk about your wonderful book.
Yeah. You can see it in the background, right back there. You see me with my, when you kind of see it in the bottom there with the suit and the tie, and when
I see it.
Everything,
Room Raiders.
It's called Morris Day, On Time, A Princely Life in Funk. And, I just kind of go through my professional life and a little early days prior to that, but, really going through a lot of the, reliving a lot of the early experiences in the Prince camp and the time, and us doing what we did and how it went down as closely as I could recall it. And it was a tough journey, man, because me personally, I know we did what we did it well, but I was on some other shit. I was going through a lot behind the scenes. You get the book, you'll see. I had a drug issue for 5 very difficult years. Thank God I got through that, but the book, really details a lot of my early life in the time and in Prince's camp and all of that. So, it's a good read. And, it's interesting the way it was written, because we got Prince's voice in there. with my voice, and we kind of interact, which is really cool. So, thanks for bringing that up, Jam. I recommend it. Yeah.
Did you recommend it?
Thank you. On Time, A Princely Life and Funk. Y'all go get the book. It's in the book.
It's in the book.
It's in the book.
No, I love it. I love the book, and I love the way that it was written. And like you said, yes, it was to put Prince's voice in there, literally the things that he would say to you and the conversations you'd have, and even kind of as the way he would kind of criticize you in even what you were saying in the telling of the story. And which was great. And David Ritz was the author or the co-author on that, which was amazing. And David's amazing. We've been trying to get him to do our book for the longest time. I don't know. I guess we got to stand in line.
Yeah, you got the cut. We didn't get the cut.
He's coming at you. Trust me, he's talking about
it. Well, I got my copy. Y'all should get it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was just looking for it. I got too many damn books in here.
Because you smart.
I know Terry got the library happening back there. I love that.
Well, you gotta always have things, one thing I love about books that is it's information that's been vetted, as opposed to stuff on the internet.
Just print it.
Someone had to commit to it and check it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. We were talking about the other day how it seems now in society a lot of times people wake up with how do you say it, Terry? They wake up ready to be offended. Like they wake up looking for something to be offended by. Like
wake up with a fucking attitude.
Now what's going to offend me today? It's like what kind of way is that to wake up?
Right.
Well, that's the way the world is now, man. It's just that's what it is. Got to wake up with an attitude. Somebody's doing me wrong.
Well, prime example of that too is just like even doing your social media, and you do a post or you do something and you get all this love, and then all of a sudden there's that one little glaring negative gremlin that just had to put their shit in there, and it's like, what was that even about? Are you mad? That's
make you mad.
Why are you mad?
That's the MF that deserves to be snatched up. I forgot to, it slipped me. It got past me. And I have a daughter that's a DJ. She does a lot of European stuff. Her name is J. Lee Daniel, and she has Red Light Vinyl, and she does a lot of European stuff. Nice. A lot of European stuff, and she impressed my ass. She paying her own rent.
Oh, that is impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah. So J. Lee Daniel, Red Light Vinyl.
Cool.
And she's hot. She's hot. She's got a nice little format.
Where can we find her, Ron?
On redlightvinyl.com.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah,
she's really good.
Yeah, Red Light Vinyl. We'll definitely do that, man.
I had to call her. I said, "This you for real?" Handle your business, J. Lee.
I love that, man. That's so good. That's so good. Hey, man. People are talking about there's always a negative troll, around. But to me, I always look at it.
Negative troll. Send me the negative troll.
Well, you know what though? But to me, I look at it like this. Like to me, it takes as much energy to be positive about something than to be negative. Like I think if you jump to the negative side, like there's always people spending a lot of time talking about what they don't like.
Yeah.
And they're analyzing why I don't like it because of this, and they're putting it. That's a lot of energy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, put that same energy when you do like something.
Yeah.
Like it and talk about why you like it so much. Just put that same amount of energy. It's the same amount of energy.
So that would be too close to right, though, Jam. That's not the way the world works. I mean,
I understand. I'm just saying that just for myself, I have to even remember that it's put so much energy into, the negative thing, but make sure that when we talk about this all the time, like when people are here, I never want to have any regrets and not say, if I see something I like, I hear something I like, I read a book I like. Morris knows I hit him all the time. I'll see something that he did or Jerome or something, and I hit you and I just go, oh man, I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
Simple. It's just done and not to be long-winded. I know I'm long-winded. Doesn't have to be long-winded. Just great. And I just always try to make a point to remember to do that because there's so many times that doesn't get expressed to people. And I think it's important to just express it, use the energy for that. But I understand, Terry, what you're saying, that the world isn't like that.
But that's all in love, man. That's like when you have love in your heart and your soul, and that's what you do, that's what you pass on.
Yeah.
And so many times, like, people just don't feel that love for some reason.
Yeah.
But my simple saying to that is treat people like you like to be treated.
Absolutely.
So, if you want people to be negative towards you all the time, go ahead on, be negative.
Yeah.
But, a lot of us are here to try to fix issues before they become problems, because problems become terminal and they will take you out. So let's just fix the issues. If you have something that you think would be constructive, give an opinion, but give us a solution for it if you have one. I don't see you tearing someone down to give your opinion. Doesn't make you rise any higher.
No,
and it doesn't help them at all.
And if you don't like how it's done, then show us how it should be done.
Yeah, show us.
I had an amazing response to what you just said, and God flushed it out my brain because I knew it was going to tear a hole in their ass.
Yeah,
so,
well,
whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just so tired of that every day. It's like we need solutions. We don't need all this other crap.
Yeah. Wear a motherfucking mask.
Yeah,
that too.
Yeah,
and that.
Yeah,
and that. Yeah,
that same person probably don't wear a mask and talks about his rights. Kiss my motherfucking
mask.
Yeah, y'all so quick. I love it.
Okay, I'm done.
I love it, man.
So how's the Jam and Lewis project going, man? That's what I want to know. I know y'all, I know it's a great project, man. So, tell us.
Thank you, man. The project's going wonderfully. We pretty much opened number one the first week. And so everybody went out and enjoyed it, and people are still enjoying it, and people are still discovering it, though. That's the interesting thing. There's a lot of people that have heard the songs but don't get that it's all on one album, because people don't necessarily think about albums anymore.
Yeah.
So I literally will get, I've gotten texts from people and messages from people where they'll go, man, that Morris Day Jerome, man, I love that. That's a great record. Or somebody will then on the other side go, man, that Tony Braxton is real. And that's really good. And then we were in New York, and we did Breakfast Club, and they were all talking about the Mary J. Blige record. Somebody else just called us today about the Boyz II Men record, so on and so forth. But what people don't realize, it's all on the same album.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is just getting that message across to people so they realize, that albums still matter. There are people that are still trying to make albums. And I think that's the thing that's getting across. And even, our Mariah record just went top 10 this week, which we're excited about. Our Babyface record, of course, went to top 5 earlier in the year.
Nice.
So we're off to a great start. The support has been tremendous, and having you guys as a part of it and having you guys together.
Wow.
And I will mention also not only just you guys together, but also the Roots involvement in that.
Yeah.
With Questlove and the guys. So, I mean, it's incredible just the collaborations that happen. I mean, Terry and I love the art of collaboration, man, and there couldn't be a better, way to do it than this album, man. So thank you guys so much for the support. And we're moving forward, man. We might have to figure out a nice little visual for Baby Love,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. We should definitely think about doing that. We'll see what the people in the chat think if we should do something like that and get together. But yeah.
Hey Mo, it just jumped in my mind, man. Just we got to do that song, man, because it's so apropos for today's world, man.
Yeah.
That song that you used to have Help Me Out. Remember that song?
Oh!
Don't just help me out.
Yeah, that's right.
Say I was in my James Brown mode. You couldn't understand the lyrics. You just knew it was funky.
Yeah, but that was funky though.
It
It
was
was
funky. I
funky.
remember that.
It was.
Oh yeah, that's a.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, that's deep funk right there.
Oh, that's a good one there.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's funny, man.
I love it, man. It's
That's
the
great.
best. It's the best of the best. It's the best of the best. Mo, are you still good? I just want to make sure we're not missing flights and stuff.
Yeah. I got a few, man.
Okay, cool. Okay, good.
He
Okay,
got a
we'll
private plane. He ain't gonna miss
Well,
nothing.
I tried to do it.
Well, I know that's right.
Interview it so I can make
No,
sure.
I told Morris. I said, no, it'll just be an hour, man. We'll get you out good, man. So we approach the 2 hour mark. I just want to make sure everybody's cool, man. But everybody's hanging out, and we appreciate it, man. And even it's funny. Somebody asked me today about being an artist and what's that like, man. And I tell you, Morris, my hat's off to you, man. The artist thing is tough because we used to be. My analogy is like we used to be like doctors in the hospital. We used to deliver the babies.
Yeah.
And we go deliver a baby, and there you go, slap the baby, and baby cries. We're done.
Yeah.
Go to the next, get the baby, slap the baby. We're done.
Right. Yeah.
That's it, right? Now, as artists, we done delivered the baby, slapped the baby, but now they're handing the baby back to us and going, now take the baby home, feed
And
the
raise
baby, bathe him, change the diaper. It's like the artist thing, man. I don't know how you do it, brother. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Well, I just think that I think the industry in general is glamorized, and people think, what you do might be, it's easy, and what I do, what we do, and it's not easy. First of all, the time that we had to put into it as kids to aspire to be what we have become was countless hours of practicing and determination. And, it's still, countless hours of work and determination, to do what we do. It looks glamorous, from the outside, but, it's a grind on the inside. And that's just the bottom line. It's never easy, and I mean, we have our glamorous on stage lights, camera, action moments, but it's not an easy gig. What we do, it's not.
Yeah.
And
but we love it, and we don't really know how to do anything else.
Right.
I don't know how to do anything else, and I hear what you're saying. I know that's what we share, and that's why we're here. And it's
and I guarantee you, all of us would do it again the same way.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing, man.
Yeah. This has been an amazing journey. From roadie to mirror man to universally being recognized.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Internationally known, locally recognized.
That gremlin that's sending the messages that's probably saying shit wrong.
That little gremlin that you having a good chat, all the good responses, and here come that gremlin. Yeah.
Here come that gremlin.
Yeah. Now somebody keeps on asking about Andre Simone. We are all absolutely in cool condition with Andre Simone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Andre's my cousin.
Andre's mother raised us.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
As a funk brother, he is absolutely funky.
Yeah.
Yes,
Totally. I can call him now. Kiss my ass.
Damn, Jerome getting indignant.
Yeah, he's getting ridiculous. But wasn't Andre the guy that got you in the band in the Grand Central?
Yeah, he was. Me and Andre, got tight. I got to know him, and Prince in Grand Central was having a little show in the cafeteria area of North, and I went there, and I thought I was going on a date, and I got there, and I saw them playing, man, and my jaw dropped because Prince is playing all these Carlos Santana solos and all this stuff note for note, and must have been about 13 years old, man, and 14 or whatever. And the band was just, they sounded great, and I couldn't move. I was just, and so then Andre and I started hanging out and skipping school. We ended up at my house one day, and I hopped on my drum set, ripped up some Tower Power and all that stuff, and I got done. And Andre looking at me like, eyes all stretched. I was like, "What's up, man?" He said, "Man, I didn't know you could play like that." You know, he said they having trouble with the drummer. Next thing I know, he said, "Well, bring your drums over and audition." And that was it. I set my drums up. Charles broke his down. I set mine up, and they never went anywhere. I was in the band from there. So yeah, Andre, you know, props to Andre. We were real tight. I mean, we still are, you know, from a distance. But yeah, he was definitely responsible for getting me into the band.
Yeah, it's a great dude, man.
He really is.
Another story that I like for you to tell is how you met Jesse and got Jesse up to Minnie in the band.
Well, you know, we needed a guitar player. You know, we putting the band together. It was all kind of just talk at that point. You know, Prince was telling me musicians he would like in, and I had, you know, I had you guys in mind, and you know, we're looking for a guitar player. I was the drummer in Enterprise Band of Pleasure at that time. We were playing at the Nakarima and PJ Clark's and all the hole in the wall joints.
That's
And
what I remember the name of that, PJ Clark's.
Yeah, PJ Clark's.
Yeah, yep.
And Maridi Holmes, who was the lead of Enterprise, he said, "Man, you guys need a guitar player." He said, "I know this guy." He said, "Rock Island, Illinois." He said, he plays in a 3-piece band like Jimi Hendrix, and he sends the band off stage, and he does 20-minute rock guitar solos by himself." And I said, that sound like the dude we looking for. And so he said, I'll contact him, you know. And so Jesse comes to town. He plays. He starts gigging with Enterprise. We put together a cassette, played the cassette for Prince. Prince heard him play, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's our guy." And it was
Vision.
There, man.
Vision. Vision.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Morris.
I remember when I remember they told us about Jesse.
Yeah.
And because we were playing, and we being Flight Time, we were playing over at the Nakarima, and they were like, "Man, you heard that guitar player that Enterprise Band of Pleasure got, man? Man, that dude's great, man. You got to go check him out."
Yeah.
And I remember we came over and checked him out, and we were like, "Damn, this dude's amazing."
Amazing.
And we said, "Man, come over and hear our band." And he was like, "Okay." And he came over like the next weekend or whatever it was, and came and listened to our band.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay." And I think we were like, "Man, come join our band. Come join our band." And then in Morrison, and I remember you saying something like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, because we're all going to be the same band." We're like, "We are?"
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Then Morris said stash him because, you know.
Vision.
Yeah.
I love
Vision.
Definitely,
Stash him away.
Yeah.
man. That's great.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, MD.
One of the most incredible guitar players on earth.
No, really, to this day. I mean, really.
Yeah,
Really. To this day.
yeah.
It's just
No, I
vision.
agree.
It's just vision, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, you know, and trusting, you know.
Well, I always say, well, I use my son Max's analogy all the time. He always says genius is in the execution. It's one thing to see and to have the idea,
Yeah.
like you say, the vision. To actually execute it is the thing, and Prince executed it.
Yes.
Getting us the record deal,
Yeah.
putting us out on tour with him,
Yeah.
you know, as the opening act, and the whole thing. I mean, he had a vision for but the execution of it, you know, we helped with that, and actually, I think, like I say earlier, made it even a bigger thing than I think even he could have possibly imagined.
Because
No.
he didn't waver. He didn't waver after that first rehearsal. He did not waver.
Yeah. But he had an idea, but he had no idea what he had.
Right.
Yeah. Or what it could be, you know. It's,
Yeah.
you know, I always tell people all the time, you know, I hate the word potential because that's someone else's, you know, expectation of your abilities, and no one knows what you can do. You can always do more than anybody thinks you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to believe that yourself. So, you know, don't let people put their expectations on you. You got to do you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I remember Mo didn't want to be the front man. Mo said, "No, I just want to be the drummer." But man, look at you now. 40 years later, man. Like,
You're right, T. I did not want to be out in front. I was like, nah, man. But then, once it was posed to me, and because the bad thing about it for me is when we had that meeting, that famous meeting in your living room, T. On what street was that on? What street?
Oliver.
Was it
Oliver?
Oliver, probably, yeah.
Your house, yeah. And we were talking about the band, and at that time I was still wanting to be the drummer, and Jelly Bean was there, but he wasn't really in yet.
Right.
So because at that time we were experimenting with Alexander O'Neill and trying to find. So when I got pushed out to be the lead singer, I said, well, this is great because now Jelly Bean can be in, so that was a plus for me.
Right. Yeah, but that was hard on you though at the same time.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was.
Push you into an uncomfortable position, but that's how greatness, man. Greatness thrives when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The only way that you can grow is being uncomfortable, man. And
pushed out of your comfort zone.
You got pushed out of your comfort zone, and look at you now. That's all I can say. I'll just keep saying that. Look at you now.
So
one of the best that ever did it.
Look at y'all now. Look at us.
Yeah. One of the best that ever did it.
You put it
recognized across the world for being a front man.
Hey, I like that. That's our next album title. The best that ever did it.
The best that ever did it. They talk about the go. We talk the best that ever did it.
I like that.
I'm gonna have to write that one down. Let me.
I like what you wrote. I like what you wrote.
I got it here. It used to be paper. Now it's an iPad.
Yeah, right. Oh, you so technological, Terry Lewis.
Yeah,
man.
Hey, man, I remember when iPhones first came out, and I always used to joke. I always used to say, if anybody could have like a phone implanted in their ear, was Terry, because Terry would always be on the phone no matter what. And sure enough, when they came out with the little earbuds and stuff, you could just stick it in your ear. And I was like, okay, that's Terry.
Yeah, that's T.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've gone anti-tech now, man. In terms of that kind of stuff, I try to not be on the phone as much as I possibly can.
Yeah,
too many years on it, man.
Yeah, a lot of years on it. Hey, Morris, I have a question. I think I know the answer. Chili sauce. People always ask where that term came from, and I said it came from your daughter, I think. But where did that come from? Because I just remember one time we were at a rehearsal and we were just talking about chili sauce, and it just came up. We just like the word, and that would always happen with us. Somebody would say a word, and the next thing you know, it would like take on a life of its own. Crazy.
Yeah. Man, that's a good question. I don't even know where chili sauce came from.
I thought you had mentioned your daughter had said it or something, and you said, "What does that mean?" or something, and you was like chili sauce or whatever, and it was like, and she said what, and then we all started laughing, and then that just became the word. That are the words, I guess.
That's quite possible. My hard drive is full these days, Jam.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah.
Trust me, there'll be something. Yeah, like I always say, like the rainbow wheel.
And I don't use the clouds. So, I just got.
Ain't got nothing to do with dementia.
It's like the rainbow wheel on the Mac computer, man. When that shit's just spinning around and shit, it knows. Just find the shit. Come on, man.
That's hey, but when your hard drive is full, it's like my mom says all the time. I forgot more than y'all know.
Yep.
I'm real full.
All right.
This is fun, y'all.
Yeah,
this is fun.
Yeah, it's also 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've been out for 2 hours. They finna cut us off. I think StreamYard finna cut us off here in a minute.
Let's do StreamYard before they get us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hey, well,
hey man,
what?
we're gonna go ahead, Mo. No, I was gonna say you go ahead, man.
No, go ahead, man.
No. All I was gonna say is that this was great. We barely scratched the surface. I think we probably answered about 5 out of 500 questions that we had.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say to the people that come and listen every week, just listen with Jam and Lewis. We will do this again. We'll figure out when we get together, and we should do this again because we got a lot to talk about. We got more words to come up with. Trust me, we've said some words tonight as Terry's writing stuff down that you will hear on future records because that's what we always do. We just have
That's what we do.
conversations, we laugh a lot, and then all of a sudden it becomes a song title, which then makes its way into a song.
But we never used to be able to come up with these ideas in front of people. So now, watch how it goes down. It has been said, it shall be done.
Yes. There you go.
Exactly right.
I can't
right.
wait.
Right.
What week are you coming over this way?
Yeah.
What week are you coming over this way?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Are you coming this way tomorrow?
Huh?
So when are you gonna perform at the Hollywood Bowl?
Oh yeah. Let me look on my trusty device here, my main brain. Let me see.
Trusty device.
My trusty device. I don't see it. I know it's coming up really soon. It's the 11th of September.
Oh, wait. Yeah. You mean the Greek
September
Theater,
11th.
right? Not
Yes.
the Hollywood Bowl.
The Greek.
Theater.
Greek.
That's-
Okay, the Greek.
That's what my device says. So, let's hook up there.
No, yeah.
Yes. At the Greek. Get to the Greek.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get the Greek.
That's what them white folks
I love
did. Right? But the Soul Brothers can do it too.
Get into the Greek.
Oh my God. I love this. Okay,
Yeah.
listen, man. We're gonna let you go. We're gonna let you travel. Tell us where you're going again, Morris, where they can see you live.
Virginia Beach.
Okay, Virginia Beach.
Beach. Yeah. So
Awesome.
go on to Morris Day and the Time site, and you can get all the information there, and check it out, and trust and believe. Mr. Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. We kind of put a song title out there, and all I can say is watch what happens. Watch how it happens.
That's right.
Best that ever did it.
Best that ever did it.
My brother, have a safe trip, okay?
Appreciate you.
And I know you're gonna do it. I
Oh, yeah.
know you're gonna just pee all over the stage.
We're gonna make it stink.
I know you're gonna make it.
Oh man.
Have fun, man.
I know it's gonna be
Hope to see you when you get back.
Hey, let's do this again
Yeah.
soon. You guys keep me in.
All right. Well, be safe, man. God bless all y'all.
All right, love you, brothers.
Yeah, man.
Love you.
Bless everybody. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out this week. We'll be back next Thursday with somebody. We don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be great. We appreciate all the support. Baby Love, Morris Day, Jerome Benton, The Roots, and Jam and Lewis, all on one song, all on Jam and Lewis Volume 1. Okay, so check it out. We appreciate the support from over the years. Love you, brothers. Everybody, please be safe.
Much
And
love.
we'll see
All
you
right.
next week.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.